With Tyron Woodley losing to Colby Covington in UFC Vegas 11, recently on his Instagram live he said he's not planning on retiring and wants to keep fighting.
Appreciate you guys, love you guys. I'm not retiring, I'm not giving it up, I'm not switching all my coaches up, I'm not changing the continent I live on, I'm not doing all that. Some shit didn't happen, and guess what? I don't know why it didn't happen. Did everything to make it happen, and now we just take a deep breath. See what's next.
After his impressive 17-second KO win over Gerald Meerschaert, Khamzat Chimaev called a bunch of fighters out. He posted this on his Twitter saying, "Usman vs Gilbert next. Give me Masvidal, Covington, Edward, Wonderboy, Damien. They only have different faces, result will be the same. Smash, let's go at UFC at Dana White." Kamaru Usman on his Instagram live answers some fan questions.
Okay, next question, you versus GSP. Of course I'm gonna pick myself. I think I'm a new school fighter. He's very similar. I think he could still compete at the fight that I wanted, the fight that I still want. But of course I pick myself. I think I will beat him. You versus Colby 2, big fight. I agree. I think it's a big fight, and I think it's a fight that could happen. And does he get a win here? You know, he makes a compelling case for himself. You really think Conor is retiring, or you think he's just gonna come right back into MMA like he did before? I don't know, honestly. If he did, it'd be, you know, unheard. But it would be good for him if he feels like retiring. That would be good for him. I think a lot of people expect you to retire when things are going bad. So, I mean, what else does he have to do? What else does he need to do in the sport? He came in, he's won titles, he's earned a lot of money. He can move on. He doesn't need to do anything else. Yair Rodriguez versus Zabit Magomedsharipov. Come on, people. Arizona_color. I got Zabit. I've actually had to spar with Zabit before, and yeah, I'm gonna go Zabit.
Kevin Lee on Sirius XM reacts to Michael Chandler signing with the UFC.
I expect him to sign Chandler. It seemed like he was kind of getting over Bellator, and he's a competitor, so he probably actually want to really test himself. But the fact that they trying to make him the backup for Gaethje, Khabib, I don't really get that. I think that's just a way for them to try and on Bellator again. You know, it's like, okay, let's throw him in there with Khabib right out the gate, so Khabib will whoop his ass, and now I can on Scott Coker just a little bit more and make him look a little worse. Against Gaethje, he might stand a chance. But against Khabib, he's just way too small. I think Chandler's way too small for this whole division.
Really?
I actually hope he gets the fight. And then, you know, once he loses, then it might be me and him in the middle of next year. You never know how things gonna play out. I've been looking at Chandler for a long ass time. That's gonna be a good fight. I think it's more than just like who he's fought. I kind of look at his skills too. The kid can fight. You know, I've been studying for a long ass time, and he's trained with a lot of UFC guys, a lot of top level guys. And if you see, he posts a lot online, a lot of his scrambles that he gets into. And when you break it down technique for technique, you're like, man, this kid is really good. But I think it's more the magnitude of the fights. You know, like, I think that might be why they're putting him into such a big fight right out the gate. You talk about KG and Khabib and being on Fight Island and on ESPN for the first time. Like, no matter what you do in your training or any of these other fights, and he's had a lot of 5-round fights, he had a lot of title fights, nothing of that magnitude with that many eyeballs on you. You get like this microscope on you almost. Those lights get the beaming on you, and it's a little bit different. My brother fights for Bellator, so he just fought this last weekend, won a great fight. But even just being there, you can see like the lights is a little bit different. They a little dimmer. You know, you watch it on TV, you can kind of tell like the lights is a little bit dimmer on the big stages like that. I think that's where it might catch up to him, because he can fight. He's good enough to be top 5, but I don't know if he's good enough, especially at 34 years old. You know, if he got the time to kind of adjust to them bright lights.
Hey!
Ali Abdel Aziz, in a recent interview with Kevin Iole, speaks of meeting President Trump.
The first thing I want to bring up with you is something maybe no MMA related, but you got a chance to meet the President of the United States the other day. You're an immigrant to the country, and you started, you told me before when I talked to you, you didn't speak English when you got here. What was the experience like for you to meet President Trump and be with him?
To be honest, man, I'm not like a politician. I don't know anything about politics, but I was in a room was full of Secret Service and like champions, Dana, Henry Cejudo, and I was in the back, like, laying low, and Dana grabbed me, and he's like, "Come meet the president," and I was like, really like nervous, and the president, put his hand on me and he said, "Thank you for coming," and Dana said who I was and what I do, and he said, "Thank you for hard work," and I said, "Thank you for allowing me to live my American dream in this beautiful country," and he was so kind. He sat there for almost like 10 minutes talking to me and Henry and Justin and Dana, and he was so nice. And after that, I thought it was over, and we went. They gave us a front row seat, and with Dana and these guys. And when after the speech, he gave me a shout out.
How about that?
And it was for me it was humbling, but it was for my kids, right? My kids were so happy and they're so proud of me. And you got a lot of these haters for years talking really bad about me, but in a way to even be near close to president, they do a background check on you like crazy, like for 4 days or 5 days. They asked me for my address, my mother name, like crazy, and I felt honestly like I've been winning in MMA. Like I think I managed more world champion than anybody. I managed more fighters in the UFC than anybody, and I still have this hate, And I feel on Sunday I won. I feel like I won, and I don't know. I just feel like a winner, not because it's just I accomplished a lot, and I should feel a winner every day. What I accomplished is, when I look out of it, it's hard to do. It's really hard to do, to keep fighters not leaving you, and I'm lucky just to have such a great guys around me that are loyal.
Brother, look this guy, brother, look this guy. Wow, and you.